Hello, my name is Rebecca and my partner's name is Alex. Our action research project is all about increasing student communication through mindfulness techniques.
Rebecca and I examined our core values and noticed that we both love knowing we have the ability to shape students into the best people and versions of themselves they can be. We both value a classroom setting that respects diversity and empathy and allows students to investigate who they are as a unique member of society. We feel that in order for students to contribute to a collectively empathetic classroom, students need to be aware of how to recognize, identify, and express their feelings. Based on our experiences in our placements, we feel that there is a lack of emotional awareness in students, which is hindering their ability to fully connect as a whole.
Based on the evaluation of our core values done in the problem of statement, we decided our question for the action research project is how will implementing mindfulness techniques into the daily routine of the classroom impact student communication?
Within our research, we were able to evaluate that there is in fact a lack of focus on social emotional learning and awareness in classrooms. This helped to reaffirm our research question and know we were on the right track with our topic of study. A lot of the research we found talked about ways in which mindfulness and social emotional learning, or SEL, can be done in the classroom. Many of the studies used mindfulness techniques over a period of time. As these studies were being implemented, student achievement improved as well.
For our action research project, we will be implementing mindfulness practices into our classroom's daily routine. Students will participate in breathing awareness exercises and then complete journaling excerpts and progress-related self-assessments. Through participation in these activities, we hope to see a change in frequency of communication. We would like to introduce the idea of mini student-teacher conferences, starting within week 2 of the action research timeframe. This way, students have some time to adjust to the new techniques. These conferences can be quick check-ins with students to evaluate how they have been feeling and trying to gauge if the practices are making an impact on student mental health well-being.
We decided it would be best to use our own hypothetical classrooms and students to answer our action research question. We feel it is also important to share the research and ideas with any other teachers who may feel passionate about the study. This being said, if in the future Rebecca and I decide to complete the action research in a classroom, we would also invite any other teachers in the school to complete it at the same time.
For the ethical considerations of this action research study, we have decided it would be best to send parent consent forms home with students, which must be signed and therefore approved of in order for students to participate. In order to release the findings of the study once completed, student names would be altered to keep student confidentiality. The student journals will be kept in a locked cabinet in the classroom and will only be accessible to the teacher. Equal opportunity will be given to each student during the student-teacher conferences, and students will also have the opportunity to opt out of journaling if they feel uncomfortable. An alternative method of expression will be provided to students if they choose this method, such as video recording or photo collages. Students will also be given the option to opt out of having interviews recorded.
Starting in week 2, students will be asked to complete daily journal entries using prompts to help them with expressing their emotions. This will be used as a tool for students to express their thoughts and feelings, as well as a method for teachers to check in with students. Alongside the journal entries, students will complete self-assessment checklists before and after daily mindfulness exercises. Each day, the teacher will check in with about 3 to 4 students and provide them with an opportunity to talk about their thoughts and feelings. This is an opportunity for students to have a quick check-in and for teachers to gauge student expression of emotions.
Every day, Monday to Friday, students will be asked to complete a written response in their journals, including completing the self-assessment checklist. After week 2 of the action research study, students will be met with for a student-teacher interview once a week. A teacher log will be used daily, including anecdotal notes and the emotion checklist, to reflect on student progress throughout the study.
Student journals with self-assessment checklist. By allowing students to express their understanding and emotions through written communication, teachers are then able to evaluate how communication has progressed. We will use coding to analyze the data within student journal responses. Alongside this, we will graph the frequency in which students completed the self-assessment checklist versus opting out of expressing themselves. Student-teacher interviews. Using interviews as a data source will allow teachers completing the study to evaluate student communication orally, as not all students can express themselves fully through written communication. By audio recording the interviews, teachers will be able to analyze the conversations for understanding student progress. This will then be compared to student responses to journals.
We hope to see an upward rise in student use of mindfulness awareness in conversation, as this can be a good reference to student progress with communication.
By designing this action research study, we were able to discover many different techniques that would assist students in becoming more socially and emotionally aware, which in turn would help with student communication. Based on the previous research we investigated for our bibliography, we believe that student communication should increase as mindfulness techniques are implemented within the daily routine of the classroom. We believe our study would help reflect this belief. As students participate in more mindfulness techniques, they will be more willing to complete their journals and self-assessment checklists. We will be able to use the ideas from this study in our own practice teaching and in future classrooms in order to better educate students in mindfulness practices and how to be more aware of their mental health.